I was feeling warm and fuzzy before all of that, so I don't know how I'm going to handle the next 4 awards, but basically it's not about me. So without further ado, I'd like to invite up Rachel Neiman, please, of Neiman Consulting, who is going to deal with transforming with digital.
Thank you very much, Deepak, and thank you for having me again as a judge. It's been another fantastic year with an incredibly high standard. Before I start, I'd just like to give a shout out to my fellow judges, Vinay Nair from Lightful. Vinay, where are you? There you are, big wave. And Jess Stockford from Prospectus. Jess, did you manage to get here? Yes? No? Jess is having childcare issues, sadly, so she may not be here. So the Transforming with Digital category recognises a board that has championed digital to really help the charity unlock its impact in the most powerful way for users and for society in general. And what we were looking for in particular were boards who had enabled and empowered really meaningful change. And this was obviously in the context of the pandemic, so either before, during, or after the pandemic. And boards who had enabled this change not only to innovate or improve specific activities and outputs, but also to transform the actual offer and the purpose of the organisation and the working of the organisation itself. So we were looking for boards that had really championed a digital-first organisation. As I said, it was incredibly difficult this year. We were really struck by the quality of the entries. So we would really like to say a huge congratulations and a thank you to all of the entrants for the extraordinary contribution that you are all making to the sector. So really, thank you very, very much. But we could only choose 3, so let's meet the shortlist. So our 3 shortlisted charities were Action Tutoring, Carers in Bedfordshire, and Lorna Young Foundation, and specifically their Farmers' Voice Radio initiative. So Action Tutoring, they support disadvantaged young people to achieve academically with a view to enabling them to progress in education, employment, or training. And it was during the pandemic that it really accelerated the charity's plans that they had already had to develop their online tutoring services. And in just 6 weeks, they launched a pilot program with just a few schools, and that led to they're now aiming to deliver online tutoring across the entire UK, across all of England. So the charity's success in delivering their services digitally also encouraged them to look at how digital could improve other areas of their operations, such as tutor training and development. So not only were they delivering externally through digital, but they were also looking at how digital could improve internally. And what we were particularly inspired by and struck by was how the board took a real step back to review not only how the charity was meeting its mission locally, but also how it could make a difference on a larger scale, and in this case, particularly to tackle the attainment gap outside London. And it was clear that the trustees had really provided leadership and support to the staff team to pivot really quickly as the pandemic struck, and also demonstrated the board's plans to use what it had learnt to improve its governance in other areas. Very, very impressive. Carers in Bedfordshire, so they support more than 10,500 unpaid family carers of all ages, focusing on the areas that those people are struggling with the most. And this board undertook a strategic review to identify the very best way of reaching its goals and to transform its operations and service delivery through digital. Using both internal and external expertise, the board worked with staff to automate the charity's registration process, redesign its website to better address users' needs, and to invest in data collection and reporting to help the charity better understand its impact. It's a very holistic way of transforming with digital. And we were very inspired and impressed by that very thoughtful, methodical approach that the board took to the review and to assessing, adapting, and continually improving its processes. The board's role in developing a new strategy and implementing a plan to support these very ambitious targets was also very clearly described and informed by robust data. And as a result of this work, the board has evolved its overall approach to governance. Our third shortlisted organisation, the Lorna Young Foundation, aims to reduce poverty, improve social inclusion and protect the environment in the UK and overseas. And its international initiative is Farmers' Voice Radio. And in 2018, the board open-sourced this and made its methodology and resources available to any organisation that wanted to use radio to empower smallholder farmers. And demand for this service inevitably rose rapidly during the pandemic. So in response, the charity expanded their platform to include relevant World Health Organization approved health messaging to communities. And in 2022, it launched the Farmers' Voice Radio Academy, an online training program for farmer groups, cooperatives, NGOs, and radio stations in low-income countries. And what we were really struck by was the impact of this academy, and particularly the charity's ability to adapt during the pandemic by using different channels and innovative free tools to meet expanded demand. And again, the entry clearly articulated the board's use of data and research to drive the decision-making and its role in empowering, engaging, and mentoring staff. So, 3 very, very worthy finalists. And as I said, it was incredibly difficult, but we have chosen an ultimate winner, and that winner is Carers in Bedfordshire. And many congratulations.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much to the organisers of this award. It's an honour to receive it on behalf of my friends and colleagues on the board at Carers in Bedfordshire. I'm Emma Wilkinson. I've been involved with the board since 2014, and I've been the chair for 3 years since then. If you asked anybody who should collect this award, and if you saw me trying to navigate my way using Google Maps to here this evening, you would probably question my own ability in digitalisation. But of course, it's a testament to the wonderful people who actually implement the board's decision-making that we are able to have transformed our digital offer as described before. To be able to reach our community of carers, estimated now as 1 in 5 of us likely to be a carer at any point in time, is a massive feat. And it can only happen through the use of digital. And we knew that we needed to do something as a board at the end of 2019. And then, of course, came COVID, which was a really difficult time for carers, isolated with their cared for at home. And that was just the extra trigger we needed. It was essential that we had to work quickly with that. So our sort of story for digitalisation is a story of change, really. We were unfortunate to have COVID. We were very fortunate to employ a new chief executive officer who had the vision and the energy and dynamism to put it in action very quickly when it was needed. And we have, as I say, we've been so fortunate with our staff who have been able to embrace it, take on new challenges, and understand the complex world of caring, and work in different ways and find solutions for difficult problems. So, yeah, it's a story of complementarity also on our board. We have a mixture of people, some who are digital nerds, I might call them, and others who are not, but who bring the carers' voice to the board. And we have over 50% of our board who are carers. And that I find is really important. And so it's a story of continuity. We've maintained the essence of our purpose through our decisions. And I guess I probably need to stop talking. I was only allowed 2 minutes, and I can go on. But thank you ever so much for the award. It's really valued. It's really important to value how we reach all those people who need support. Thank you.